A very warm welcome. You're watching this India Today special on India's best colleges. This is the most definitive ranking of the best educational institutions for higher learning in India. This is an edition of our magazine that's much sought after by students who are about to enter college life. And over the next 1 hour, we'll be joined by the principals of India's top institutes cutting across various streams, and we look at how the rankings are changing from year to year and what are the new trends in higher education in India. I want to begin by introducing our guests for this show, and I want to start first by introducing the team that's been working very hard on putting this edition together. I want to start with Kaushik Dekka, my colleague at India Today magazine. He's been compiling the data, working very closely with the analysts and breaking it down for us. Kaushik, welcome. Also, from India Today magazine, my colleague Shweta Punj. We've been working as a team in tracking this data. And I want to introduce now some of the principals, and we won't give away just yet who's won what, but let me introduce you to the principals who are representing some of India's best colleges. I want to start with Professor Valsan Tampu from St. Stephen's. Thank you very much, Reverend Tampu, for joining us. Also with us on this broadcast is Mamoon Numani. He's the head of department at the Department of Art Education, Faculty of Fine Arts at the Jamia Millia Islamia. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. With us also representing the All India Institute of Medical Sciences is Dr. Amit Gupta. So welcome. With us also on this broadcast is Dr. Ashok Saigal. He's the principal of the Sri Ram College of Commerce at Delhi University. And I want to introduce also Professor R. Venkata Rao. He's the Vice Chancellor of the National Law School of India University at Bengaluru. Welcome to all of you. Happy faces I see over here, but there's a lot to talk about over the next 1 hour. So let's get started. The first stream that we are looking at is commerce, and let me take you through the winners in the commerce stream. So here it is. We'll start with number 5 and we'll work our way towards number 1. At number 5 in the list of India's best colleges for commerce comes in Hindu College at Delhi University. Hindu College coming in at number 5 in commerce. At number 4 is the Department of Commerce at Christ University in Bengaluru. At number 3 is the Loyola College in Chennai. At number 2 is the Lady Shri Ram College for Women at Delhi. And at number 1 is the Shri Ram College of Commerce in Delhi. And Kaushik, explain to our viewers, how have things changed broadly? We'll talk stream by stream in just a moment. But if you look at the big numbers, what are the big trends that are visible in this year's rankings?
Before I start about talking about the changes, one thing that has remained unchanged is the dominance of Delhi across streams. We surveyed 2,665 colleges, and in across streams, if I talk of arts, science and commerce, most of the top 40 colleges, for instance, in arts, 14 colleges from Delhi are among the top 40. In commerce, 9 colleges.
So why is that? Because this is something that irks people in the south of India, in the east of India, in the west. They say we've got very good colleges as well. Now we're sitting in Delhi, but why is it that colleges from Delhi win year after year?
That's a very good question, but I think Delhi University is one of the oldest universities in India, and that helps quite a bit. Also, Kaushik, correct me if I'm wrong, but students out of Mumbai and Mumbai University, they tend to go abroad a lot more. In DU, I think the reputation of DU ensures the students do try their shot at Delhi University, and there are a lot of professional colleges also.
The perception, as you see our methodology, there are 2 parts. One is the perception and the other is factual. Now, if you see, when we talk about perception, we evaluate the colleges on 5 parameters. So every time when you see the Delhi colleges, in perception, they always rank very higher. And at times, if you see, there is a huge gap between the factual data and the perception.
The perceptional data,
yeah.
Okay.
So that's why means most of the students across the country, they first tend to come over to Delhi.
Okay, I want to go across to the principal of the Shri Ram College of Commerce, who's joining us on this broadcast, Dr. Saigal. Now tell us, what are the trends that are visible to you this year? Your college's cut-off lists are ridiculously high year after year. Beyond 100, I guess, is not allowed. So what's it going to be like this year, sir?
I feel this year also the cutoff is going to increase marginally by 0.25. Last year it was 97.25. So this year we expect it to be 97.5. Still not, we have not got any details from the university. So we'll be getting all the details from the university because this time this was a central admission process.
And what are the
So
kind of
when we get
academic
that, only
changes
then
you
I
are
can-
bringing in, Dr. Saigal? How are things changing academically at the Sri Ram College of Commerce? Because we're now seeing a lot of firms come in and
Sir,
actually do
first at
campus
the
placement. It
national
almost seems
level-
as if you go to SRCC, you don't need to go to a fancy business school.
So first at the national level, this year this choice-based credit system is going to be introduced. And if we can make it happen, this will be a wonderful thing. Because in that case, we can invite now the international universities here and we can take the education level to the next level. As far as SRCC is concerned, we believe in integrated education and will concentrate on all the three aspects: physical, intellectual and the value education. I am more concerned about the value part.
No,
That
but
is
one
the
of the
part which
things
is
my
really missing
colleague
in the education
says
system.
is that one of the reasons colleges such as yours do as well as they do is because of the perceptional advantage that colleges at Delhi University have. Do you think that is fair, that other colleges are almost as good when it comes to the quality of academic education, but colleges at Delhi University benefit because they are perceived as being the best in the country?
No, I don't agree with this because as far as Delhi is concerned, I am talking particularly about the SRCC. We are working very, very hard. We always keep on trying innovative methods and creative ways of delivering the content.
Okay,
As far
Dr.
as the
Tampu, you want to
content
come
part
in
is
on the
concerned,
perceptional advantage of DU
No, I
College?
just wanted first to congratulate Sri Ram College of Commerce on their very creditable performance. It's an institution in my neighborhood. I have always held Sri Ram College of Commerce, like Lady Sri Ram College, in very high esteem. And I think good institutions being in proximity help each other. They spur each other on to higher performance. So I feel very happy when institutions near St. Stephen's College
No, but do you want
excel.
to respond to the findings of this survey, which suggests that while these colleges are genuinely good, but there are good colleges
Yes.
across India, but DU is just perceived nationwide as being a cut above the rest?
Well, I don't think, as Dr. Sehgal says, that this is only a matter of perception, though perception does play a role in it. Delhi has certain advantages. Delhi is the administrative capital of the country. So a large number of people of a certain intellectual class automatically congregate in the capital city. Their children are very talented and they are virtually the clientele to many of these institutions.
Okay, I want to move on.
And because of that, their friends in various states get influenced. And the best from these states tend to flow into Delhi. So it creates a trend. And that the best therefore come into Delhi, and that creates a tradition. And tradition enhances the potential of individuals. That's how it happens.
That's interesting. I want to come on now and look at science. We've discussed commerce. We'll have several streams we'll be going through over the next 40 minutes. So let's take science. In the science stream, coming in at number 5 is the Fergusson College of Pune, coming in at number 5. At number 4 is Delhi University's Miranda House. At number 3 is the Department of Science at Christ University, Bengaluru. At number 2 is the Loyola College in Chennai. And at number 1 is St. Stephen's College in Delhi. Congratulations, Dr. Tampu. And now, let's look at the cutoffs this year. I read a report in the paper, 96.66 for chemistry, 97 for physics, and in English it's supposed to be even higher.
That's right.
99%, is that correct?
Well, 99 only for the commerce stream.
How do you get a batch full of people who got 99% marks in the 12th standard?
Well, as I said, not a batch full, only students from the commerce stream.
So how many would those be?
Well, not more than, say, 15.
Okay, let me ask you this question very honestly. Are these 15 students who come in with 99% marks genuinely worth the 99%, or do you think that they've mostly crammed and got their way through?
Now, I think you're asking a generic question.
Yes.
That applies not only to the 99 in the commerce stream, it applies to students from all streams.
Yes.
I have maintained vehemently all through these years that the correlation between marks and merit is becoming increasingly dubious. In fact, our experience in St. Stephen's College is that marks assigned by boards are no longer a completely reliable basis for assessing.
So how do you
the
ensure you get the
aptitude
best
of
students still?
This is where we bank heavily on our interviews. And St. Stephen's College takes the interview process with utmost seriousness. And all of you know that this year I have introduced an aptitude test as part of the interview process, so that the interview, which otherwise can be somewhat subjective, also has an objective scientific base.
No, but there are objections to that. People suggest that if St. Stephen's is conducting its own interview process, its own testing process, then what's the point of having the CBSE results? People have objected to what you're doing.
No, we are not discounting the class 12 results. It's not CBSE results alone. We have students from all over the country, therefore all kinds of boards are involved. And that's one of the reasons why we must have interview, because there is no standardization among these boards. They vary very widely and wildly. And it is only through the interview process that we can arrive at...
I must also tell you this, that I was chatting with the principal of one of India's top colleges that I shan't name, and you beat them very narrowly, so there's just a couple so you can guess which. But they said that look at the string of controversies at St. Stephen's over the past few months. They don't deserve to be number one. That this is more perceptional than anything else. Comes back to the point that Kaushik was making.
In fact, the rankings are based on 50% perceptual and 50% fact-based.
Well, I notice on your paper that the criteria for ranking is reputation of college, quality of academic input, student care, infrastructure, placement opportunities. Now, yes, reputation of the college. Now, controversies do not mean that the substance of the institution has suffered any diminution. Controversies mean that an institution does not conform to existing trends and practices. It means that an institution is cutting its own path. In fact, you must give the highest possible credit to an institution that has a courage of conviction to stand on its feet and not conform to the to whatever.
Some students complain or teachers complain about St. Stephen's not being as much of a liberal institution as it were, that students feeling more suffocated than in the past.
No student or faculty member from St. Stephen's will say this. This, I have to say, is a myth created by the media. It has absolutely no basis on facts.
Okay.
Now, the fact of the matter is, you cannot actually understand an institution from a distance. None of the reports that has actually projected this aspect of the college has ever included even a momentary interaction with me. All these were biased reports, and I'm glad that the India Today survey has completely disproved all this.
Okay, fair enough.
You must also understand that while the previous highest number of applications to St. Stephen's College was 27,500, this year we have had 33,200 applications, which means that after all these controversies, the popularity and the national rating of St. Stephen's College is going sky high.
That's absolutely true.
I was talking to a few recruiters.
Let's talk about facts.
I just want to make a point. I was talking to a few recruiters who were saying...
Let me also mention this. There was also an assessment done by Hindustan Times, which is not particularly well disposed towards St. Stephen's College. In both streams, they interviewed more than 1,000 students in Delhi, applicants, asked each one of them, which college would you like to, which college do you prefer? A vast majority of students interviewed said, we want St. Stephen's College in Science, we want St. Stephen's College in Humanities. Now, what has happened to the controversy?
Either
young people are very fond of controversies, or these controversies were invented and inflicted on the college. It's high time that the attitude to St. Stephen's College changes, and St. Stephen's College is seen as an institution that is passionately devoted to the service of India. That's where we stand.
So, sir, I was talking to a few recruiters,
Yes.
and they are wary now of coming to St. Stephen's. They'd rather go to your neighboring colleges in your neighborhood because they feel that these controversies has actually dented their interest in getting students from the college.
Well, I have two responses to this. One is, this is not borne out by the facts. If you look at our recruitment process, campus placement cell was at least as active last year as it was ever before. Number two, I will be only happy if the recruitment agencies go elsewhere, because in St. Stephen's College we don't dovetail education keeping in mind some recruiting agencies. We are in the business of empowering young men and women to be responsible citizens of India. Employment comes a distant second or third to us. Our philosophy of education is very different from what other institutions pursue, and we're very proud of it.
Okay, we can't let St. Stephen's take up all the time on this broadcast. I want to move now to the next stream of arts and humanities. Let's go through the numbers for the India's top colleges when it comes to arts. At number 5 is Hindu College at Delhi University. At number 4 is the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences in Bengaluru. At number 3 is the Loyola College in Chennai. At number 2 is the Lady Shri Ram College for Women. And at number 1, well, once again, St. Stephen's College. Dr. Thambu, what is this? You're trying to monopolize and have more of the discussion than anyone else.
I'm sure this will become another controversy.
No wonder the other colleges are quite as hurt and as worked up as they are about the monopoly that you have across two important streams.
Rahul, first of all, I really must thank the India Today group from the bottom of my heart for doing justice to St. Stephen's College. But that said, I really want to appreciate the good work that's being done by all these institutions. Well, in an assessment, only one institution will be at the top. But that doesn't mean that excellent work is not happening in other institutions. Look at Lady Shri Ram College, for example.
Okay, so tell us, how is education in arts and St. Stephen's changing year on year? What are the new changes you're about to bring in?
To me, the most exciting change in the art section, even in the science section, is the unprecedented surge of the lower middle class.
As students in your college?
I also look at the economic background of our students, because the greatest experiment that I've been conducting in St. Stephen's College is an experiment of integrating the pursuit of excellence with commitment to social justice. Because in this country there was an untested dogma that pursuit of social justice will ruin the pursuit of excellence. I have made a determined effort in the last 8 years to integrate the two. Now this year, for example, in the application forms, we have already also provided a column which shows the fee paid by students in class 12. Because that is the true indication of the socio-economic background of the applicant. Do you know that the largest single category of applicants come from the schools which charge less than 1,000 rupees annual fee?
Could that be because they study in boards which are more liberal in their markings?
No. These are all, you see, a great change is happening in our society. It's high time that we took note of it. And that is, merit is relocating itself. There was a time when students from metropolitan cities dominated. Now, in intellectual matters, like it has already happened in cricket, in intellectual and academic matters, the dominance of these metropolitan cities, big cities, is lost. And students coming from mufussil towns, small cities, and also coming from rural areas, even tribal belts, are excelling to an extent that was never thought of before. Are they
able to cope up with city dwellers when it comes to academics?
Oh, it's incredible how beautifully they integrate.
That's very interesting.
It's unbelievable.
This is one trend found in that survey also. That colleges from small towns, they are now entering the ranks.
This is something we need to celebrate, not really recognize.
Okay, let's come to
unbelievable. And I also want to say this to you. The richest scholarship St. Stephen's gives is a full scholarship to go to Brown University, which is worth about 35 lakhs. It is instituted by an old student. You know, last 2 years, who got the scholarship? 2 children who came from the poorest of the poor background.
That's wonderful.
I mean, they were geniuses. And nobody gave them charity. They won it on their absolute merit.
That's
I
very
think this
interesting. To see the kind of changes that we see in the Indian team also being reflected at an institution that's known to be
incredibly exciting, my friend.
as India's best colleges for medicine. Let's start at number 5 in the list of India Today best colleges for medicine. At number 5 is the Lady Hardinge College. At number 4 is the Armed Forces Medical College, the AFMC in Pune. At number 3 is the Maulana Azad Medical College in Delhi. At number 2 is the Christian Medical College in Vellore. And at number 1, India's best institute for medicine is once again the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS. Dr. Gupta, congratulations. AIIMS once again maintaining its position as the numero uno college for medicine. Now, how are things changing in AIIMS? What are the new things that the faculty, the team at AIIMS is working on?
Well, first of all, Rahul, thank you so much, and thanks the India Today group once again for ranking AIIMS as the #1 medical school in India, which AIIMS has been doing for the past, I think, 15 years since the time this ranking thing started. Again, we've been changing with times, and that's the reason probably we've retained this this rank of #1 in medicine. With times. Secondly, you must understand the ethos of establishment of AIIMS itself. In 1956, it was established as an institution of excellence. It had to be a role model for other medical institutions, and thankfully our faculty and equally our students have been creme de la creme of the students themselves, and therefore the quality of the faculty and education is coinciding and producing the best. What we've done
are all these fancy big hospitals that are opening a big threat to AIIMS when it comes to retaining its top faculty, because these new private institutions are paying multiple times what you get at AIIMS, and we've seen huge attrition, we've seen lots of vacancies at AIIMS, which are big problems.
No, Rahul, you must understand and look at it in perspective. Now, there's a big hue and cry that there's a lot of attrition from AIIMS, but where's the attrition? There are about 600 odd faculty members at AIIMS right now. If you see the history of the past 10 years, if
how many vacancies do you have?
6 to 7 faculty members have left institution out of 600 faculty members, I think the satisfaction of the faculty at AIIMS is the maximum amongst medical colleges. I don't think that enough faculty members are leaving for any alarming.
How many vacancies do you have at AIIMS?
So we are filling our vacancies. Right now, the last selection committee, which was in January, we've done with all our recruitments. Hardly about 30 or 40 faculty vacancies are left right now.
Yeah, I remember a time when All India Institute of Medical Science was absolutely the golden mark. There's no question.
It's no longer the golden mark?
I used my words very carefully. I said there was a time. In the 70s, I lived on the campus for 3 years. But then there came a time when about 100 top doctors made a mass exodus. I make a casual reference to this to underline one issue. And that issue is common to the entire domain of education. And that is, political interference is destructive of merit and health in education.
That's a very important point.
Education is a very, very sensitive, holistic exercise, which it is difficult for a person from outside to understand. And people standing from outside who have power and authority have a tendency to put their hands into everything, and in the process, unwittingly, and nobody is deliberately malicious, unwittingly they destroy things.
That's a very important point.
And if you want to
especially
develop,
at AIIMS, we've seen a lot of interference from political masters, and that's been.
But I think Rahul, you have to understand that AIIMS is not only an educational institution; it's also a hospital. It caters to about 3 million people every year. We admit more than 2 lakh patients, and therefore there is a societal, attachment of. You can call the administration, you can call the political class.
No, but I must make this point.
But again, as far as the education goes, it has been #1. If you rank in terms of research, if you rank in terms of faculty inputs, if you rank in terms of infrastructure. The student faculty, the student dissection hall ratio, everything is
But I want to make this point. I'd come to the AIIMS campus just a couple of weeks ago, and I interacted with some doctors who told me about some incredible work that they were doing in their free time. and they were talking about how they're running this institute for older people, trying to ensure that there's more awareness, better health. I asked them, when do you do it? So they work from 8 in the morning till 8 at night every single day, 12 hours, and after that work gets over, somehow they find time to run very organized non-governmental organization, NGO work on the side. So the spirit of those doctors is truly immense. I need to move on, sir. Yes,
one quick point. I've been associated with Christian Medical College, Bangalore for the last 25
Number 2, sir.
For the last 25 years. I want to make just one point.
Yes.
Let someone independently, dispassionately study the clientele of these two institutions. Where do the patients come from? You will see that the patients who come to CMC Vellore, which is actually in a remote corner, inaccessible corner, are far more varied in terms of their geographical spread than those who go to All India Institute of Medical Science.
I think I can counter that, Dr. Kampu, because at AIIMS also they come from, I think, the most poorest.
Okay, I need to move on. We've got lots of streams, gentlemen. So let's come now to engineering. And I start at number 5. At number 5 in India's top colleges for engineering is the Delhi Technological University. At number 4 is the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT, at the Banaras Hindu University in Varanasi. At number 3 is the Birla Institute of Technology and Science, BITS Pilani. At number 2 is the Indian Institute of Technology at Kharagpur. And at number 1 is the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT, Kanpur. And my colleague Kaushik is clean on making a disclaimer here that several of the IITs didn't respond with the factual data that India Today magazine was looking for. Why, Kaushik?
Yeah, this is a problem we face every year, that
just with engineering or with other streams?
across streams, that many colleges, they don't respond to us when we go to them requesting factual data.
Why not?
That's the principal should be best to answer. So we kept...
No, but are they scared that the watts will show, or what's the reason?
Means every time we question them, we send repeated reminders, they don't respond. But what they do, after we come out with the results, they say that, oh, we are not in the list and that college didn't deserve, we did much better and all that. Now, if we don't have half the data, means this ranking is based on factual data and perceptual data. So, if we don't have that factual data, we can't evaluate them. So, for instance, in engineering, you will be shocked that in top 20, almost 5 IITs are missing. So, and almost 6 private engineering colleges have crept in. So, initially when I saw the results, I was shocked that IIT is going out of fashion. But then I realized that 5 of them haven't sent the data, and I checked with the agency also, and we also sent repeated reminders. So, what happens that it could happen in other streams also.
So, we also identified the 5 top trends in engineering this year, and these are industrial engineering, environmental engineering, nanotechnology, robotics, and mechatronics. So that's interesting that several IITs not coming in with their data, which means that there's more space for private institutions. I want to come now to law. Let's look now at the list of India Today best colleges for law. At number 5 is the Symbiosis Society's Law College in Pune. At number 4 is the Gujarat National Law University at Gandhinagar. At number 3 is the Faculty of Law, Delhi University. At number 2 is the National Academy of Legal Studies and Research University in Hyderabad. And at number 1 is the National Law School of India University at Bengaluru. And I want to go across now to Dr. R. Venkat Rao, Vice Chancellor of the National Law School of India. Sir, congratulations. This is...
Thank you very much.
We're seeing once again the National Law School of India maintaining its numero uno position amongst India's law universities, law colleges.
Yeah, it has been a privilege and honor for us. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us, sir, what are the new trends that you see when it comes to law education in India, sir?
Yeah. Legal education is a different stream altogether. In fact, when there was increasing concern for quality legal education and food delivery system, Bangalore Law School had its baptism. Now, it had its baptism at a time when people thought that excellence is a word that cannot be found in the lexicon of legal education. But there were people with vision, They were people with foresight and foresight, and their conviction and commitment made this National Law School of India, University of Bangalore, a preferred destination for quality legal education. A system was built by the founding fathers of National Law School of India University, and by founding fathers I mean the Bar Council of India, which has sponsored this institution, then the judges of Supreme Court of India. It's a delight for me to share the information that the Chief Justice of India happens to be the Chancellor. Then senior advocates, distinguished juries, academicians came together, and they built a system where excellence has become byword. And for the first 10 years, from 1988 to 1998, National Law School of India, University of Bangalore was being watched with awe and admiration by people. Then they realized National Law School Bangalore has achieved in 10 years what IITs, perhaps All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and other institutions of excellence in other
So you're also
streams took
helping
more time.
governments work on different kinds of legislations, and that again is very remarkable. So while people are actually in college, they're working with academics who are working on shaping India's significant legislation, sir.
Absolutely, that's why, because we feel that the objective is not only to provide intellectually stimulating and professionally competent, but socially relevant legal education. This is where our extension services, we have a number of collaborative programs with the Government of India. For example, on the problems facing the urban areas in the country, on the problems being faced by environment, then we have climate change, then urban poor, then human rights. In all the endeavors, we collaborate with the Government of India, and we help the Government of India in making the legislation also. Yeah.
Okay, I want to come now to the Bachelor of Business Administration and then to the BCA. So let's look at BBA first. At number 5 in the best colleges for the Bachelor of Business Administration is the Madras Christian College in Chennai, coming in at number 5 in India's top colleges for BBA degrees. Coming in at number 4 is the Department of Business Administration at the SRM University near Chennai. Coming in at number 3 is the Wisdom Faculty of Management Studies, the Banasthali University in Jaipur. Coming in at number 2 is the Symbiosis Center for Management Studies in Pune. And India's best college for BBA is the Christ University in Bengaluru. I want to come now to BCA degrees. Coming in at number 5 in BCA is the St. Joseph's College in Bengaluru. Coming in at number 4 is the Women's Christian College in Chennai. Coming in at number 3 is the Symbiosis Institute of Computer Studies and Research in Pune. Coming in at number 2 is the Department of Computer Applications at the SRM University near Chennai. And coming in at number 1 is the Department of Computer Application, Christ University, Bengaluru. Let's now look also at journalism. So coming in at number 5 in journalism is the AMITY School of Communication at Noida. Coming in at number 4 is the Indraprasth College for Women. Coming in at number 3 is the Department of Media Studies, Christ University, Bengaluru. Coming in at number 2 is the Lady Shriram College for Women. And coming in at number 1 is the Symbiosis Institute of Media and Communication. Now there are some interesting points that you made, Kaushik. The first one being that we're seeing a lot of private universities enter these rankings. Earlier, private universities were virtually looked down on. People thought those who can't get through elsewhere tend to go to private universities. Now that seems to be changing to some extent.
Yeah, because the infrastructure in private universities, they are better than most of the government colleges. That's one thing. Then the attrition that we are talking about AIMS, it's happening in government colleges also, because the salary structure and other facilities to students are also even better. So those who can actually afford private universities or institutes, they are moving into that direction. And then again, the symbiosis between quality teachers and students that we are talking of, It's true that all the best colleges that are here, they get the best of the students. Now, gradually, private institutes are also attracting
Do you
good
see,
students.
Dr. Saigal, private institutes emerge as a big threat to colleges such as yours? They've got big money for top faculty. They are poaching from top colleges. They're also getting good students, and they've now, from what I've gathered, started giving massive scholarships to students who are academically very bright to try and ensure that they get some good students as well.
So we can't compare these two things. Actually, as far as the private universities are concerned, the cost of education is very, very high there. And when we talk about the inclusiveness, at that time, the universities which are run by the UGC, funded by the government, only they can provide the space for this marginalized segment of the society.
No, but the reality is, Reverend Tambu, that lots of students don't get the 96-97% required to go to St. Stephen's. A vast majority of reasonably bright students with 80, 85, even 90% marks have to go to these private universities. What choice do they have?
Yeah, that's actually what you're saying goes against your previous assumption that private universities will overtake some of these more established institutions. Actually, one of the most important aspects in education is what we technically call environment. Now, environment is a composite of various factors. One is a long established tradition. The other is the work culture. Third is the richness of the peer group. So all kinds of things go into this. Now, it is very difficult for a newly established university, no matter how much funds it has and what kind of jazzy infrastructure it has, to compete with a tradition that has been crafted over 100 years. And
you make an important point. Okay,
yeah.
We have just a few minutes to go.
Yes. Point there. So students are also evolving. You know, yes, DU remains #1, but those times have changed when students would opt for a college, any course mattered, just the brand name was important.
True.
Those times have changed. Students are very smart, they're asking very specific questions.
So you're saying instead of going to a B grade, not a B grade, but not one of the top grade colleges in Delhi University,
they would
to go to
prefer
one of the better private universities.
Yes, their questions are very well researched, they're very clear about what they want to do, they're asking questions like what kind of global exposure am I going to get if I go to university. So students are also changing a lot, and they are asking universities to really up the game.
Okay.
Secondly, Rahul, just one more thing, because most of these private universities are bringing in courses which are more vocational or sort of directly related to their future jobs, and therefore students are getting more and more attracted towards these courses.
Very professionally geared courses.
Okay, let's look at the hotel management stream now. Coming in at #5 in hotel management is the Institute of Hotel Management in Lucknow. Coming in at #4 is the SRM Institute of Hotel Management in Chennai. Coming in at #3 is the Institute of Hotel Management Bengaluru. At 2 is the Institute of Hotel Management in Chennai. And at the top of the pile is the Institute of Hotel Management in Mumbai. Let's look at fashion design now. These, of course, are streams that are becoming increasingly more and more important. At number 5 in fashion is the AMITY School of Fashion Technology in Noida. At #4 is the SYMBIOSIS Institute of Design in Pune. At #3 is the National Institute of Fashion Technology in Mumbai. At #2 is the Pearl Academy of Delhi. And at #1 is the National Institute of Fashion Technology in the capital. Let's look now at fine arts. Coming in at #5 in fine arts is the Bharatiya Vidyapeeth College of Fine Arts in Pune. Coming in at #4 is the Viswa Bharati Kala Bhavan Institute of Fine Arts in Shantiniketan. Coming in at #3 is the College of Art at Delhi. Coming in at #2 is the Faculty of Fine Arts at Jamia Millia Islamia. And at #1 is the Faculty of Visual Arts at the Banaras Hindu University in Varanasi. Now, Ms. Numani, congratulations for the high ranking that Jamia Millia Islamia has got. Explain, what are the kind of new things that Jamia is working on, sir?
बेसिकली फाइन आर्ट्स जो है उसमें स्टूडेंट्स का इन्वॉल्वमेंट कोई इस तरह से नहीं है, कुछ क्लास के हिसाब से नहीं होता है कि 9 to 5 क्लास करनी है। आप हमारे यहाँ कभी भी विज़िट करिए फैकल्टी में, सुबह रात में 9 बजे तक, 10 बजे तक, 11 बजे तक हम अलाउ करते हैं। और स्टाफ भी वहाँ पे होता है, उनको कोई टाइमिंग ही नहीं है। सिर्फ उनका ये कुछ स्टूडेंट ऐसे होते हैं जो डिस्टेंस से आते हैं, उनको हम लोग कहते हैं कि आप लोग 8:30 या 8 o'clock के बाद आप लोग अपने घर चले जाएं।
क्या चूंकि जामिया यूनिवर्सिटी में कई सारे चार्जेस रहे हैं पॉलिटिसाइजेशन के, कंट्रोवर्सी में रहा है, क्या उससे एजुकेशन के स्टैंडर्ड पर इम्पैक्ट होता है सर?
नहीं, वो एक बिल्कुल दूसरा मैटर है, उससे स्टूडेंट्स का कोई लेना देना नहीं है। हाँ, जब कभी यूनिवर्सिटी उनको लेके यूनिवर्सिटी बंद कर दी जाती है, सैनिटाइज कर दी जाती है, तो इफेक्ट पड़ता है।
So I want to look now at the best canteens. So we've spoken about the best colleges, and let's just for a moment look at the best canteens. And now we're looking at best canteens in different cities. So it's not the best canteens nationally, but that would be a bit much. But we've generally looked at the best canteens in each big city. So let's look at Delhi.
This is based on perception.
Yes, I'm coming to you just on that. So at number 1 is the Hansraj College in Delhi. At number 1 in Mumbai is the St. Xavier's College. At number 1 in Kolkata again is the St. Xavier's College. And at number 1 in Bengaluru is the Christ University. Now how do we know, Kaushik, that these are the best canteens?
This is based on purely perception.
So Kaushik didn't get an opportunity to go to the canteen.
There's a semantic problem here.
Yes.
And that is,
Stevens is missing.
in St. Stephen's College, we don't have a canteen.
You only have a
Cafe.
We have a cafe. So if you had actually asked, which is the best cafe among all the colleges, the answer would have been St.
Then
Stephen's
LSR and St. Stephen's would have had a competition.
That's
And
right.
so you don't serve junk food.
We don't just serve junk food.
All right, anyway, so thank you all very much for joining us, and congratulations once again to all the winners for all the effort
May
that
I
they make
one
through the
point?
year. Yes, sir, very quickly.
Looking at all this,
Yes.
I really want to acknowledge the tremendous progress achieved by Christ University, Bengaluru.
Yes.
Because at least in 3 segments they are leading. And I think that for a private university is a very major achievement.
Okay, so with all those salutations, we end this broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us. You can, of course, read more about India Today's best colleges in this edition of the magazine, a far more extensive, very well-researched report by Kaushik and Shweta and the team at India Today looking at India's best colleges. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. We slip into a quick break. News and updates continue when we come back on the other side. Stay with us, we're back.